Family, friends, and fans came together on Friday near Atlanta to remember and honor the life of Grammy-nominated R&B singer Angie Stone. She was loved by many for her soulful voice and timeless music. Sadly, she passed away in a tragic car accident earlier this month. According to her longtime manager and music producer, Walter Millsap III, the accident happened on March 1st. The cargo van Angie was riding in lost control, flipped over, and was hit by an oncoming truck. There were several people in the van, but Angie Stone was the only one who did not survive. She was 63 years old. The news of her death deeply shocked the music world. Fans and fellow artists quickly shared their feelings on social media, remembering how much her music meant to them. Many people talked about the amazing way her songs touched lives across different generations. As loved ones came together to honor her memory, they celebrated the incredible mark she left on music and how much she meant to everyone who knew her. The memorial service took place at 11 a.m. at Word of Faith Cathedral in Austell, Georgia, a city just west of Atlanta. The church, known for its strong connections to the community, offered a peaceful place for those who loved Angie to come together in sadness and reflection. The service was filled with people remembering Angie Stone's music and the lasting impact she had on the world and in the hearts of those who loved her. The ceremony was filled with heartfelt speeches, emotional songs, and loving tributes from musicians, family members, and people who had worked with Angie Stone throughout her long career. Many shared personal stories about the singer, talking about her kind heart, her deep love for music, and how her art had a lasting impact on everyone. As the service went on, video clips of her most memorable performances played, and her famous songs filled the cathedral, allowing everyone to reflect on the power of her voice and the strong legacy she left behind. Those who attended said the atmosphere was a mix of sadness and thankfulness. People not only mourned her passing, but also celebrated the amazing contributions she made to music. After the service in Georgia, another memorial service was planned for Saturday at First Nazareth Baptist Church in Columbia, South Carolina. This church was especially meaningful because Angie Stone had strong family ties to the area, making it a special place for her loved ones and old friends to say their goodbyes. With 2 services held in her memory, these events showed just how much Angie Stone affected both the music world and the people she touched with her powerful lyrics, soulful voice, and unforgettable presence. On Friday morning, people started arriving early at the large Word of Faith Cathedral, slowly filling the big space with its tall ceilings. They came to pay their final respects to the legendary Angie Stone. The atmosphere was quiet and respectful, giving everyone a chance to think and remember Angie Stone. As people took their seats, they saw a gold casket at the center of the room, glowing softly under the dim lights. It stood as a strong symbol of the Grammy-nominated R&B star's lasting legacy. Around the casket, there were beautiful red roses. Their rich color represented love, passion, and the deep impact Angie had on everyone who knew her, either personally or through her music. Each rose seemed to hold a special memory, a song, or a moment when her soulful voice had brought comfort, strength, or hope. Some mourners paused to bow their heads in prayer, while others silently wiped away tears, feeling the heaviness of the moment. The crowd included close family members, old friends, fellow musicians, and fans, all gathered to celebrate the life of a woman whose music reached across generations. The air felt full of emotion, with both sadness for the loss and deep gratitude for the amazing contributions Angie Stone made to R&B, soul, and gospel music. As the ceremony was about to start, soft whispers of admiration filled the cathedral. People shared stories about Angie's kindness, generosity, and her incredible talent. This gathering was not just a farewell, but a chance to honor a woman who had left an unforgettable mark on the world through her music and her heart. It was a moment for everyone to celebrate the powerful legacy she left behind. Bishop Dale Bronner, the respected senior pastor of Word of Faith Cathedral, stepped forward to speak to the crowd. His voice, calm but full of emotion, filled the grand church as he shared comforting words with those mourning the loss of Angie Stone. God is good, even when life is not. And today we celebrate the life of our sister, a life that has been lived well, Bishop Bronner said. His words brought reflection and hope, reminding everyone that, even in difficult times, there is still much to be grateful for, especially for the time, talent, and love Angie Stone had shared with the world. The service was more than just a goodbye, it was a special tribute to a woman whose influence went beyond her music. Many important people from the music and film industries gathered to honor her incredible legacy. One of the speakers was the famous filmmaker and entertainment mogul Tyler Perry. His presence showed just how much Angie had impacted R&B, gospel, and the arts. Perry, known for his heartfelt stories, was expected to share personal memories about Angie's journey, her strength, and the moments that made her not only a great artist, but also a remarkable person. But the service was not just about speeches. It was also a celebration of the music that Angie Stone used to share her deepest emotions and connect with millions of people. To honor her, a group of talented musicians came together to perform, creating soulful performances that celebrated the legendary artist through the music that she had used to touch so many hearts. The service was truly extraordinary, featuring Grammy-winning gospel artist Kirk Franklin, whose uplifting music often connected with Angie Stone's spiritual roots, and soul singer Anthony Hamilton, whose deep, emotional voice shared a richness similar to Angie's own. Alongside them were Kiki Wyatt, known for her powerful voice and emotional delivery that promised to bring tears to many. Gospel icon Tamala Mann, famous for her songs of faith and perseverance, and the Amazing Walls, group whose harmonies were sure to create a memorable moment of worship and reflection. The atmosphere was filled with excitement as everyone came together for a farewell that was not just a ceremony, but a heartfelt musical tribute to a woman whose music had touched countless lives. As the first notes of music filled the room, it became clear that Angie Stone's legacy would not be defined by her passing, but by the lasting impact she made through her music, her spirit, and the many lives she inspired. Born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina, Angie Stone was destined to have music in her soul from an early age. She grew up surrounded by melodies, harmonies, and rhythms that would later shape her remarkable career. In a 1999 interview with The Associated Press, Angie remembered her upbringing, recalling how music was always a part of her life. It was not just something she did for fun, but something deeply woven into who she was. Her home was always filled with music and her love, for it was nurtured by the people closest to her. Her mother, a natural singer, would often sing around the house, passing on the gift of music to Angie. Angie Stone grew up in a home full of music, with her mother singing beautiful melodies that filled the house with warmth and comfort. But it was her father, who sang gospel and blues, that had a deep influence on her love for music. He performed at various places around Columbia, pouring his heart and soul into every song. Watching him on stage, Angie learned that music was more than just something you enjoy. It was a powerful way to express feelings, tell stories, and connect with people on a deep level. By the time Angie was a teenager, it was clear that she loved music more than just as a hobby. She felt a strong calling and worked hard to follow her passion. In the late 1970s, she joined an all-female hip-hop group called The Sequence. Along with Cheryl the Pearl Cook and Gwendolyn Blondie Chisholm, Angie helped break down barriers for women in the world of hip-hop, which was mostly dominated by men. The Sequence was not just another group trying to get noticed, they were pioneers in the industry. The Sequence signed with Sugar Hill Records, the label that played a big part in the early days of hip-hop. This made them the first ever all-female rap group to release a song, making history. Their debut single, Funk You Up, was released in 1979 and became a big hit. The song's catchy beat and confident attitude helped them become one of the first female voices in hip-hop. Their success opened doors for future female rap artists to shine on the big stage. Angie Stone was not just a hip-hop pioneer, her talent reached far beyond rap. She easily moved into R&B, creating music that connected with millions of people. One of her most well-known songs, Wish I Didn't Miss You, became an anthem for sadness and longing. The song showed off her smooth, rich voice and her ability to tell deep stories. Built around a sample of the OJ's Backstabbers, the song became one of her most popular tracks and helped make her an R&B legend. Angie had a special way of mixing hip-hop, gospel, blues, and R&B into a sound that was all her own. She did not just follow what was popular, she created new trends. Her music was real, emotional, and personal, coming from the lessons and experiences she learned throughout her life. From watching her father perform in Columbia to breaking records with The Sequence and later dominating the R&B charts, Angie's legacy shows her strength, creativity, and talent. Even today, her music continues to inspire artists in many different styles. Angie was not just a singer, she was a trailblazer, a storyteller, and a powerful force in the music world. Her impact will never fade. The Sequence made history in 1979 with their song Funk You Up, recorded under Sugar Hill Records, the same label that helped bring hip-hop to the world. The song became an instant hit with its catchy rhythm and confident vibe, capturing the energy of early hip-hop. It was more than just a fun song, it was a statement. The Sequence showed that women had a place in hip-hop, proving they could thrive in an industry that was mostly run by men. Funk You Up helped open the door for future female rappers who would go on to shape hip-hop. The song's impact did not stop with its first release. Over the years, it has been brought back, reimagined, and sampled by many artists, making it a key part of hip-hop history. One of the most famous artists to use it in his music was Dr. Dre. He sampled it for his 1995 hit, Keep Their Heads Ringin'. This track, which was part of the movie Friday, introduced a new generation to the rhythm and flow that the Sequence created years earlier. But Dr. Dre was not the only one who saw the greatness of Funk You Up. The song's powerful beat and energy have made it a favorite for producers and artists looking to connect with hip-hop's past. It has been used in many songs over the years, making the Sequence's place in hip-hop history even stronger. Funk You Up was not just a song that inspired others, it was also a big moment in hip-hop history. At a time when the genre was mostly dominated by male artists, the Sequence stepped up and showed that women could be just as powerful in rap. Their work helped break down barriers for women in hip-hop, and it inspired many female rappers who followed them. The song's influence is still felt today, not only in the songs that have sampled it, but also in how we talk about the role of women in hip-hop. The Sequence helped open doors for female MCs like Salt and Peppa, Queen Latifah, Missy, Elliott, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion. These artists owe part of their success to the hard work and vision of Angie Stone and her group. Even though the song Funk You Up was released many years ago, it is still a classic in hip-hop music and continues to connect with people who love music. The Sequence's influence started with that song, but their impact goes much further. You can still hear their influence in the music and success of today's artists. After gaining success in the 1980s with the Sequence, Angie Stone continued to grow and change as an artist. She joined the R&B group Vertical Hold, where she explored a new sound while still keeping the emotional depth that had always been part of her music. Vertical Hold became known in the 1990s for their smooth, soulful approach to R&B. Their hit song Seems You're Just Too Busy became a popular track on the R&B charts, which helped Angie start her solo career. However, it was as a solo artist that Angie Stone truly made her mark on the music world. She mixed different styles like neo-soul, R&B, jazz, and gospel to create music that was both timeless and fresh. Her first solo album, Black Diamond, released in 1999, introduced Angie Stone to the world as a solo artist and began a new chapter in her incredible career. Angie Stone's first album, Black Diamond, showed her powerful voice and deep songwriting. One of the most loved songs, No More Rain in This Cloud, became a big hit. It reached #1 on Billboard's Adult R&B Airplay chart and stayed there for 10 weeks. People connected with the song because of its soulful sound, meaningful lyrics, and its message about overcoming sadness and pain. After the success of her first album, Angie kept going strong with her second album, Mahogany. Soul 2001. This album helped her stand out as one of the main voices in the neo-soul movement, alongside artists like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, and D'Angelo. One of the most famous songs from this album was Wish I Didn't Miss You, which used a sample from the OJ's Backstabbers. This song became an anthem for anyone who has felt heartache, with its words about love, loss, and betrayal. It did very well on the charts and is still loved by fans today. Another big moment in Angie's career came when she worked with the legendary Betty Wright on the song Baby. This song also became a #1 hit. It showed Angie's talent for making music that reached both longtime soul fans and younger listeners discovering R&B. Their voices together made a perfect mix, celebrating 2 generations of powerful soul singers working together to create something special. Angie Stone's music connected the past and the present of R&B. Her songs were not just about love and heartbreak, she also used her voice to honor and uplift Black men and her community. One of her most powerful songs, Brotha, paid a special tribute to Black men, highlighting their strength, struggles, and resilience. The song's positive lyrics and Angie's soulful voice became a powerful anthem of love and encouragement for Black men facing difficulties. Its emotional depth made it one of her most important songs, showing that Angie was more than just a singer. She was a storyteller, an activist, and a strong voice for her people. Throughout her career, Angie created music that spoke directly to the heart, blending old-school influences with a fresh and modern style. Whether she was singing sad ballads, hopeful anthems, or soulful grooves, her songs always carried a message of love, strength, and realness. Her ability to tell personal stories in a way that everyone could relate to made her one of the most respected artists in R&B and neo-soul. Even after many years in the music business, Angie Stone remained a cherished figure, and her songs continued to inspire new generations of artists. As the music world changed in the 2000s, neo-soul became the heart of R&B, and Angie Stone played a key role in shaping this exciting movement, creating music that would last for generations. Angie Stone was a big part of a soulful movement with other talented artists like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Maxwell, and D'Angelo. Her music fit perfectly into the growing neo-soul genre, mixing the deep feelings of classic soul with a fresh sound for a new generation. In 2001, she released Mahogany Soul, an album that showed everyone she was one of the most real and powerful voices in neo-soul. The album did really well, reaching number 22 on the Billboard 200 chart, which was amazing for someone whose music stayed true to the roots of soul. Songs like Wish I Didn't Miss You, with its unforgettable sample from the OJ's Backstabbers, became huge hits and made Angie a legend in music. As Angie's career moved forward, she kept changing and growing musically, but always stayed true to her unique sound. In 2007, she released The Art of Love and War, another standout album in her career. It reached number 11 on the Billboard 200, her highest position yet. The album had powerful songs, beautiful lyrics, and amazing music, showing everyone that Angie Stone was still one of the biggest names in R&B and neo-soul. But Angie's talents went beyond just music. She also found success in acting. She appeared in The Hot Chick 2002, a comedy movie starring Rob Schneider, showing that she could do more than just sing. Angie Stone's charm and sense of humor really stood out when she appeared in movies. In The Fighting Temptations 2003, a fun musical comedy with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyoncé, Angie showed that she could easily grab the audience's attention, just like she did with her music. Her talent was clear, and she knew how to shine, both on stage and in front of the camera. Her talent also led her to Broadway, where she played the famous role of matron Mama Morton in the popular musical Chicago. This role had been performed by other well-known stars like Queen Latifah and Jennifer Holliday. Angie's powerful voice and strong presence made her a perfect fit for the role. Performing on Broadway is a huge achievement, and Angie proved. She was not only a singer, but a true performer. Angie also took part in reality television, where she shared her personal challenges and growth. She joined Celebrity Fit Club, a show where celebrities worked on losing weight. Fans got to see a more personal side of Angie, and they admired her honesty and openness on TV. Later, she appeared in R&B Divas Atlanta, a reality show that followed. Famous R&B singers like Faith Evans, Monica, and Selena Johnson. The show gave fans a closer look at Angie's life, showing both her personal and professional sides. Angie Stone's time on R&B Divas Atlanta gave fans a special chance to see what life is really like for an R&B artist. The show showed the struggles, successes, and everything in between that come with being in the music world. It gave people a chance to see Angie as more than just a singer. They saw her as a strong, tough woman who is also very real and relatable. Throughout her career, Angie showed that she had endless talent and could do many different things. Whether she was writing songs, singing, acting, or performing on Broadway, she always gave it her all. Angie became more than just a music icon. She also became a respected actress, performer, and reality TV star. She made her mark in every field she worked in, proving that she could bring passion, honesty, and a strong presence to everything she did.